Tom, my apologies. We missed half of the first quarter of the Super Bowl. These guys play fast too, so that's part of it. But I was 9 minutes late, which is not really acceptable to me. That's a long story. Anyway, we got Dennis versus Ed here. And I guess the good news for us, Mr. Broadcaster, at least we didn't miss any scoring. But this is the SOMIFA Super Bowl, and I really hope my broadcast is going properly. Let me see. Everything seems to be fine. And we are very much in progress here. It's 3rd and 1 for Dennis. This is Niners versus Seahawks. Two of the best coaches, hands down, in the online STRAT football community. Dennis coaching his Seahawks against Ed's San Francisco 49ers. 3rd and 1. Line McMark Ingram. Defense calls pass. Blocking back +2 or no gain. No gain. Demetrius Harris only a 4. White die 5. Dennis faces a 4th and 1 on his own 28. He's going to punt it, much as he hates to do so. 53-yard punt's going to go down around the 20. Khalifa Raymond with a return of 1, so it will be at the 20. We try to take a quick look at the ball possession here. The Dennis got the ball first, went 3 and out. Ed went 26 yards from his own 12 and then punted. And then we had a 3 and out for Dennis. So we haven't missed anything offensively. Oh, my apologies to my good friend Dennis, particularly for not getting the game from the beginning. It is the Super Bowl. 1st and 10 for the Niners at their own 20. 2 tight end, 2 wide, 1 running back. Dennis shows blitz on 1st and 10. Flat pass left. Mercedes Lewis is a linebacker there, and the guys covered it, and the blitzes are on. Dennis with a good call, but the white tie 6 rears its head, and it's a 13-yard gain from Carson Palmer. For everyone talking about how you need a great quarterback, Carson Palmer's card, not a great one this year. And his quarterbacking these Niners, look great. If you're a great coach, that trumps almost everything, except maybe for great luck. But great luck is not always going to be with you. Great coaching will usually be with you. 1st and 10 for the Niners at their own 33. Bilal Powell's a starting running back. I think maybe Carlos Hyde might be Ed's other guy. I don't recall. Off tackle left for Powell. Defense gets the pass. Dennis loves to get pass. This is a matchup. Defensive tackle +4, +9. Look, NFL Ed is a great coach. He's literally, I mean, you'd be looking at two of the 2 best coaches out there, possibly. So only 2 of the top 4 or 5 easily, hands down. And this matchup, I think Dennis has had problems with Ed much more so. I know Ed's a great coach. It might be Dennis's reluctance to call run. Off tackle right to Bilal Powell. Defense double teaming. And 3 on Powell's card, +25 in a 1st down. A big 1st down for the Niners in Seattle territory. Ed's forte to me is a great coach, but I think his real specialty is his defensive ability. On offense, he just likes to run the ball. Matt Breida is the other running back who comes in now. He loves to run the ball, and I think Dennis just doesn't respect it enough against Ed. And Ed will run it all day. Long pass to Demarius Thomas. Defense showing blitz, but there's nobody back there. And there was a blitz and a linebacker on. And Demarius Thomas is coming by 5. Snake Guy's a must run on Carson Palmer for 8 yards. He only has 2 units of it. And 2 to 5 are the only thing is more than 4 yards. So Ed'll take that number 4 for +8. I played a lot against it, I feel like, in recent years in these leagues. And there's a lot of run, bomb. Which is more of the old card set style. And Ed uses that style in the modern leagues. Doesn't throw flat as often as you'd think. Also doesn't like to run a lot of draws. And Dennis likes to blitz, likes to call pass to bring guys up. That should help Dennis a little bit, I would think. Flat pass right to Demarius Thomas. There's a 4 linebacker there. 7 on Palmer's cards, a 7-yard gain. That's 1st down for the commish at the Seattle 23. As the Niners showing the first signs of scoring here in this SOMIFA Super Bowl. Ed's got, I think, 3 titles. Maybe 4, but he hasn't had it about over 5 years in this league, I believe. I'm trying to bring it up on in my Excel. Well, Mr. Demarius Thomas, even the game, blitz. He's got 2 guys in there. This could be a good chance for Dennis, but Ed's got great pass blocking. It's a successful dump off of 13 yards from Palmer to Rob Gronkowski. That was a second linebacker was needed, but there was none. Actually, I don't think Ed does have great pass blocking. 6'5" left tackle, 4'3" center. 6'7" center rather. 4-3 right guard. Each guard's a 4-3. So Dennis wants to get a second linebacker in there with the safety. Really, there's no sevens here. Linebacker Matt Breida. Defense showing blitz. One guy in the line of scrimmage. 8 is a 3-yard gain for Breida, the human water filter. And we've got second and goal for Ed. Or second and 7, rather. Second and goal, yes, for Ed. At Dennis's 7-yard line, late first quarter. If you're just joining us. He might be. I may be here yet. Might be coming home from work. 3-4 blitz. Derek Carey, the blocking back. Matt Breida and Shane Vereen in the backfield. I didn't know he still was in the NFL. Might be his last card. Off tackle left for Breida. Defense against the blitz. One linebacker in the zone. Then I think it's good run defense with inside linebackers. 11 on Breida's card. 9 yards. Touchdown 49ers. A 7-yard run from Matt Breida caps off a nice drive. 6-0 Niners. And the kick on 12 is up and good. 2-10 and 12. And now we get the kick off. And I decide what to do here. You know, all about the kickoff bug. It is a touchback, ladies and gentlemen. And there was much rejoicing. As I do not have to. Quickly exit the game and try to get back together. 7-0 Ed. In textbook fashion on offense. A lot of running, like I said. And none of it guessed correctly. Dennis trying to get that sack, which he should have a chance. That's pass blocking is weak this year. 1st and 10 for Dennis, with, of course, the great Russell Wilson and Mark Ingram. Short best Demetrius Harris. Defense calls run. Defender X or a short gain. He's a 4, but he makes the play. TJ Watt, the rookie. Pittsburgh linebacker, outside linebacker in the NFL. San Francisco 49 here in the SOMIFA STRAT Football League. This is our 2017 championship game in the Modern Keeper League. 2nd down and 10 for the Hawks at their own 25. Great receiving targets here for Dennis to get Marvin Jones and Tyreek Hill. And Zach Miller's a pretty fine tight end. Off tackle left to Mark Ingram. Defense gets his pass. No linebackers there. Dennis gets the 11 plus 25. So these guys hitting, turnabout is fair play. Ed had it on 3 with Powell, and Dennis has it 11. Ingram also has a long gain on 4. And, of course, is a far better card than Powell. Who can still be effective, Powell, especially in the off-tackle role. 1st and 10 for Dennis at midfield. So this is his best possession here of the first quarter. Flat pass left to Mark Ingram. Defense guessed correctly. Double team Marvin Jones. A 4-yard gain from Russell to Ingram. 2nd down and 6. Dennis officially now in San Francisco territory. Demetrius Harris is the fullback. Short pass, Tyreek Hill, covered by 5. Defense double teaming elsewhere. Snake eyes on Russell guessed correctly is incomplete. And Demetrius Harris, the fullback, covered by 4. You'll probably see at least one bomb to him somewhere this evening. This game kicked off at 6 o'clock Eastern time. 3 o'clock on the West Coast. I don't know about Mountain. The mountain zone is like sometimes it's usually Central Zone, but then they don't do the daylight savings, so sometimes it's an hour behind them, and they need to get their act together. Mountain time zone. Who's in charge of that? 3rd and 6 for Seattle at the San Francisco 4. Choose Central or Pacific. Come on. Do the nation a favor. Short pass to Marvin Jones. Defense guessing pass. 4 people there, incomplete on the defense. And Dennis left to punt it again. It's going coffin corner with Drew Kaiser Soze. Kaiser Soze. If you don't know that reference, The Usual Suspects. Excellent movie that you want to see. And the punt is out of bounds for a touchback, 48-yarder. So 28 on the net. And the Niners take over. Now, Ed does like to throw the bomb, too. If you're going to call a run, you want to leave that free safety back there, would be my recommendation. Don't give him long pass, no men. Guess wrong when his offense isn't that great otherwise, but he's got some good receiving targets here, notably with Gronk and Devontae Adams. Short pass to Gronk. Defense guessing pass. They got 2 blitzes in, but no safety blitz. Safety back. Single coverage on Gronk, who's got a great card, of course. Defender extra short game plus 16. And that's the difference because Dennis had a wide dive 4 opportunity on a short pass, but Ed's defender, TJ Watt, made the play. But here, Adrian Phillips, the starting safety for the Seattle Seahawks, could not make the play. 16-yard completion, first down and 10. Off tackle right to Powell. Defense gets his pass. One linebacker there. And Ed, it's a 3 again on Powell's card for 25 yards. And what's funny, you know what's funny about this, and I know this matchup has given Dennis some problems over the years, is that Dennis likes to run the ball a lot. You know, he gives you like a 50-50 split in offense, but then against Ed, who runs the ball probably more than 50% of the time, Dennis just doesn't want to give him those run calls. I don't know if he called it on the first couple of possessions, but he hasn't called it, I think, at all on the last 2. Well, that's Devontae Adams. He gets some blitz. Got everyone up there. Good sack opportunity for Dennis here against a weak pass blocking. Defender extra, a long gain. The white die 6 beats a 5. Touchdown 49ers as we had a 3 on a 12, 1-61 sack. Because it was a white die 4, so not the 2 or the 3, which gives you the better chance. But it was an 85. And then a white die 6 beats a 5. It's 13-0 Niners. It's 14-0 Niners in the second quarter. Let's watch what happens on the kickoff. This was a tip Dennis showed me about a week back. And it's another kick and bounce, which we all want to see. Keep that ball in play. Ryan, suck up. The kick goes down to the 8-yard line. A 21-yard return by Demir Bird. I don't know how to pronounce his name. Demir? I think I've heard that maybe. Demir Bird? I may have heard that. And we're left to Mark Ingram. 6 on Ingram's card the short game for 17 yards. We said Dennis likes to run the ball. He's not going to suddenly start throwing it around willy-nilly down 14-0 in the early second quarter when Mark Ingram has been an excellent performer for his Seahawks this year. 5 carries, 51 yards tonight. Walking back halfback. And we're right to Ingram. Ed calls run, but the offensive onside Ed makes the block as Zach Miller, 5 on a 5. So hard to find a tight end who can walk and chew gum in the NFL nowadays, who can run and block. And it's hard to find a tight end who can catch and block. 2nd and 1. 12 minutes to go before the half. A draw play to Mark Ingram on 2nd and 1. Ed calls run. It's a -1. I question that call. I mean, Ed will call run, but I can't question Dennis too much. He's the best coach in the business. Would have only been no gain outright anyway. 3rd and 2 from the San Francisco 46. Dennis needs this one. Dollars to donuts. He'll go for it if he does not get this, unless he gets sacked or something. And playing a 3-4, 4-5-5 on the line, 4-4-0-4 linebacker against the pass. Only 44 against the run with these inside linebackers. Safety only 4 against the run. Linebacker defense calls run. Left guard 5-0. Xavier Suafilo could not make the block. He's a 4 right die 6. Dennis says, I'm going for it, which we all knew he would. 4th and 2 at the San Francisco 46. Huge play if Ed can get a stop here, but I think it's a proper call for Dennis regardless. Dennis got the ball to start the first quarter. Maybe I need to throw more bombs in these modern leagues. It seems like he gets rewarded. So disappointed, man. Since that 50, I know they're 3-0, but kind of suck. 4th and 2 for Seattle at the San Francisco 46. Linebacker Ingram defense guesses run, but nobody's there. 7 is no gain on Ingram's card. Guessed correctly. 6-11, 15, 21 out of 36 units for a first down on Dennis's card. Plenty of things on the defense. Almost everything, practically, on the defense. Dennis doesn't get it. Turned it over in downs. His 4th down strategy failed him that time. I think a lot of us would have gone for it there. I think I would have, and I agreed with the move. Did not work out, though. Now Ed's got it in great shape. He's at his own 46. He's up 14-0. He got the human water filter in. Matt Breida at halfback. A lot of draw play to Breida. Defense double-doubling. Center 5-2. That's Alex Mack. He's a 6'7". 5 yards. Breida's got 3 carries, 15 yards. He's got a low fumble number. Carson Palmer's fumble number is only 1 on the snap. 2nd and 5. If you're going to call run against Ed, just leave your safety home, please. I'm not, which I think Dennis has. Well, he hasn't called run. There's a run call for the defense. Off tackle left for Matt Breida. Defense calls run with the linebacker there. He did leave the safety home, which I approve of that message. Offensive line tight end plus 5 is 0, but Mercedes Lewis is 6. I mentioned it's hard to find a tight end who can block and catch. Ed's got 6s on either side. Mercedes Lewis on the left and Gronk on the right. They got offensive onside tackle 6. Zeb gets excited looking at that, especially the center 6. 1st and 10 for the Niners at the Seattle 44. Short pass Devontae Adams being double teamed. 11 interception on Carson Palmer's core. Throw it to double coverage. And no gain on the return. But Dennis says, who cares? Jimmy Smith with the pickoff. I got the ball back. I was on my heels. I was down 14-0. Ed was driving towards field goal territory. And now I have the ball. And if I get on the board, I can turn the Super Bowl around. And we're right to Russell Wilson. -3. I mean, that's, Ed will call run. And I think you have to. If the other guy is one of those guys who's going to run the ball about half the time, you have to call some run at defense usually if he has any kind of running attack. 2nd and 13. Dennis getting hit there. The -3 on the end right on the quarterback on 1st and 10. 8:24 to go. Before the half, that was Russell's first game. One pass, Tyreek Hill being double teamed successfully by Ed. That's incomplete. And a good call there by Ed. Would have been incomplete anyway. I was looking at those going to be a must run, but it's not. 4 and 5 of the must runs on Sir Russell of Wilson. 3rd and 13 for Seattle at their own 25. It is a dime 3-2-6 for the defense. The old cat and mouse. We know I'm going to put my guy into looking, or am I? So no one throws a looking. So maybe I'll leave him out. So we'll see what happens here. Ed could put the 2 outsides, but you are giving your stuff up on the flat there. Dennis usually has great pass blocking. And we're right to Russell Wilson. Defense gets the pass. And Dennis from a default formation, 8 to 12 yards. And we got another 4th and short for Seattle. 4th and 1 is zone 37. He's going to go for here. I think he will. He will. Dennis says go big or go home. 4th and 1 is zone 37, down 14-0. The testicles are intact. Did a line book? See the line book the last 2 times he had short yardage. There's a linebacker game where defense goes short yardage. His linebacker only 4s though. Linebacker left part of zone, -1, a +3, 4 and a 4. Alec Ogletree makes the play. Dennis got here with the aggressive 4th down calls, and they're hurting him here in the 2nd quarter of the Super Bowl. And now he's got to play some defense in a major way. That was a bad roll. 4 linebacker. Oh, you hate to see the 4 make the play against you. 4th and 1. Oh. 1st and 10 for the Niners at Dennis's 36. Looking past the Matt Breida. Nobody there. It's going to be guessed wrong. Dennis broke eyes up and double team Gronk. 7 to 9 yard completion for Carson Palmer in his swan song. And he may be going out with a smile here. 2nd and 1 for the long time SOMIFA San Francisco 49er, I should say. I think Palmer's been here maybe his whole career. 2nd and 1 for the Niners. This league's been around now about 15 plus years. 2nd and 1 for the Niners at this Seattle 27. Off that glove, the Dennis calls pass, but there's 2 guys in there on the old blitz, and he hits the offense for a loss of 1. So my card, your card, and this time it was your card, meaning the defense. And it's a 3rd and 2. If you're Ed here, you're like, I hope my kicker doesn't suck, because After that second consecutive 4th and short defensive stand, if I get stopped here and I miss a field goal, I'm going to be annoyed. 2 11 and 12, Ryan Sucker from this distance. Defense shows blitz again. 2 tights, 2 wides, 1 running back, Bilal Powell. Gronk draws so much attention. You're not seeing him thrown to that often, especially go by 4. Linebacker Powell. Dennis does go short yardage this time. Good call for him. At 10 is a 4-yard gain for Powell. Nice time for Dennis to call a run, as it was a long gain on wrong on linebacker 10. Shows you how Stratomatic cards have changed since I was a kid. You can get a long gain on a 10 when I was growing up on the old big cards, unless you were 1977 Walter Payton, perhaps. I never run wrong. I never saw the original 73 OJ card. 1st and 10 for the Niners at the Seattle 24. Linebacker Matt Breida, defense doubling Demarius Thomas. 1 linebacker in the zone. 9's a 6-yard gain. Bob Powell's got 9 carries, 73 yards. Matt Breida's got 6 carries, 25 yards. Niners closing in 100 yards of first half offense. A first half rushing. And there's still 4:48 to go in the first half. Bob Powell, 2 25-yard runs on a 3. Dennis has been respecting the run this drive, though. 2nd and 4. Left tackle left to Breida. Defense calls run again. Dennis is like, all right, I better call some of this run I've been hearing about. And 3 is a -1. A good thing he did. 3 is a 1-yard loss. You get a -1 pickup, right? And you pick up a loss of 1. How do I pick up a loss? Maybe the stock market or something. But it's a loss of 1, no matter how you want to say it. And we have 3rd and 5 for the Niners at the Seattle 19. Now you're in 2 to 10 or better, 2 to 10 range for Ryan Suckup. Defense shows blitz. You don't get sacked here, but is he really going to aggressively blitz you when you leave 5 yards for the first down? Some cat and mouse there. People tend to defend the flats on 3rd and 5. You're at the 19, so you can't go deep, of course. Makes it easier for Dennis to blitz that guy. Looking past the Gronk. Defense shows blitz. The no sack possible. Only 4 people on the line. Dennis is complete on Palmer's card. So, and anticipating the blitz, saying, I'll throw to Gronk. And he had him on single coverage, but he had the flat pass right with Palmer. Suck up for the 36-yard attempt. 2 to 10. It's up and good. 17-0 Niners. 3:36 to go. Late first half. Will Ryan Suckup keep the kick in play? He's helped us so far, but not that time. What's going on? I'm trying to exit, and Stratomatic is not letting me. Oh, that's what I get for listening to Dennis. My game was crashing. If you're listening to this and you are not a Stratomatic Football online player, there's a bug in the game this year. Or if you try to watch the game and a kick goes deep into the end zone, you're screwed. Your game freezes. And you're going to crash and re-enter and miss plays like I'm about to. So I was still at 1 play. 2nd and 7 for Seattle. He had a 3-yard gain on first down by some unknown mechanism. Flat pass to Tyreek Hill on 2nd down. 7 on Russell Wilson's guard. Guessed correctly is 7 yards in a first down. As Dennis advances up to his own 35. Down 17-0. 3 minutes to go in the first half here. Excellent time for a nice drive for Dennis here. Get some points. It's all about a score and a stop. Get some points and then play some defense to start the 3rd quarter, and you're back in the game. Whenever you lose them by a couple of scores, it's a score and a stop or a stop and a score. That's all you got to do. Just think of it that way. Flat pass left to Mark Ingram. Receiver gets right, 6-yard gain. Dennis so patient. Dennis has excellent balance in his coaching, really. Seems to be throwing enough bombs, seems to run enough. You know, he's the man. 2nd and 4 for the Hawks at their own 41. We're just outside the 2-minute warning. Looks like a right to Mark Ingram, guessed incorrectly. But Dwayne Brown, the 5 offensive lineman, could not make the block. Only a 3-yard pickup, so it's 3rd and 1. So Dennis has faced the first half now since we've been calling it. Where the 4s that made some plays against him there, his own 5 does not. Where the 4s that made some plays against him, his own 5s are missing the plays. You have the touchdown to Devonta Adams with the all-out blitz, with the white die 6 being a corner 5. And here, the white die 6 causing a gain of only 3 instead of a gain of 8. 3rd and 1, 2-minute warning. Linebacker blocking. Defense gets to the pass. No one there. Fumble. Fumble Rooski. Is it a snap fumble? We have a Russell Wilson snap fumble, and Snacks Harrison recovers. Russell's 5.4 on the snap fumble. A huge turnover here. And this could really, and he's already behind the 8 ball. This could really, this can push that 8 ball a little closer to the winning pocket. You can tell I don't play a lot of pool, but something like that happens, I believe. 1st and 10 for the Niners at the Seattle 43. 3 wide against the 2 tight, 2 wide. But you're looking past to someone else. Off tackle, left the breeder. There's a run, kid, then run. You got a linebacker in there, though, for off tackle. 9's only a 1-yard gain. Dennis with the tricky nickel, show blitz, run key. And he's been guessing run correctly for much since about 10 minutes to go in the second quarter. Realizing he has to guess a lot more run than he was before on defense. And, of course, when I say guess, I mean on defense. On offense, you call run. On defense, you guess run. That's how I say it anyway. 2nd and 9 for the Niners at the Seattle 42. Linebacker to Breida. Double box in play. 7 or 8 on the defense's big yardage. Double on Gronk and Lewis. The tight end special. Center is 10. Oh, boy. The center 6. Do the double box. You got 6, 7, 8 in the defense. Gets you 10 yards or more, including 17 and 19. Spectator has joined. Ed's got all his timeouts. 1st and 10 at the Seattle 32. 1:07 to go in the first half. He leads 17-0. Linebacker to Breida. Double box in play again. Double box in play. At least the single box is not. 6 on the offense is a 1-yard gain. My card, your card. As I thought Tony once said. Tony says, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't think I said that. I talked to Dennis about this. 2nd and 9, 45 seconds left. 3 timeouts for the Niners. 2 tights versus the nickel here. That's been the matchup since the snap fumble by Russell Wilson moments ago. Will we see another run for the water filter? Linebacker water filter. 1 linebacker there. And the dreaded 5, no gain. So it's 3rd and 9. Will Dennis call a defensive timeout here? I don't think so. Interesting call. Ed's not. I don't think Ed's going to do it. He might go hurry up. Hurry gets you down to 22. He lets it run. Down to 15 seconds. Ed is not really conservative on 3rd and long. He throws his short passes. But I wouldn't be terribly surprised at a run or a flat pass here. And to try the 2-8, 11-12 field goal. His pass blocking is kind of weak. We know Dennis likes to rush. The passer has been blitzing aggressively this half. Hadn't gotten the benefit, but he was hurt really badly once on it. But that was that needed a white die 6 against a corner 5 to do that. So Dennis shows blitz, 3rd and 9. I think you might see a run up the middle for Vereen or looking to Vereen. Or looking at somebody. That's not too predictable with his passing targets. It's very unpredictable. Maybe you're looking like Mercedes Lewis. Somebody's not going to be double teamed. He's going by 5. I'm just trying to be safe here. Get a few yards. Maybe pop a while. I'm across him. Palmer. See how tricky it is? Run, keep for shame. That's what I make sure I help my variable field goal attempts is what he's doing here. Offensive onside. Santa plus 10 or plus 3. Only 5 yards. That's odd. The computer showed me offensive center plus 10 or plus 3. Maybe I clicked incorrectly because then it said 2 guys there. I guess the safety was elsewhere. That was weird. Oh, the run was capped at 5 yards because Carson Palmer is elderly. That's what happened there. So A field goal by Ed makes it 20-0 at the half, and he's getting the ball to start the second half. Now, Dennis is as optimistic and much of a gamer, and a guy who will not throw in the towel. Dennis' team is Rocky, and Dennis is the Mick. Don't throw in the towel, Mick. Whatever. That happened in one of the movies, didn't it? One of the other ones, probably. But Dennis is as optimistic as anybody. But nobody wants to look at the scoreboard against Ed and say, I'm down 20-0, and he's getting the ball just at the second half. Ugh. Yeah, but you're gonna try your best. You're not gonna give up. You're not gonna surrender. Never surrender. Certainly not in STRAT football. But this is a very tough spot. But if anyone can do it, it's Dennis Crowley. It's not impossible. He needs to stop and a score, as I said earlier. There we go. Thanks to this little break. Ed's got 4 championships in this league. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is his 8th Super Bowl appearance in 15 years. But he had not won the Super Bowl since the 2010 card set. This is the 2017 card set. 3, 4, 5, 6 years without a Super Bowl victory. And Dennis just won the Super Bowl a couple years ago, 2014 card set. That was the only appearance. This is the second time in the SOMIFA Super Bowl. He goes back to 03 as well. I think interim, he would tell me back then. But two of the greats going at it. And it's been all Ed as he ran the ball successfully, built a 14-0 lead. That was picked off in Dennis' territory after stopping Dennis on 4th down. And we have a kick to the goal line, so I think we'll be okay here, I think. I don't think this causes a crash if he downs it, does it? Just my luck. Looks like it will be having a crash. Yes, of course. So I think with the animation on, the ball gets down there. The guys are clicking their result before I can exit the game. Either that or they're not waiting. And I was running late to join the broadcast, so I didn't get to ask them to do some sort of wait after the kickoff. We missed one play there. Ed did something that went nowhere. So we've got a 2nd down and 10. For the commissioner, his own 25. Here as we start the second half, this will be a Super Bowl. Off tackle left to Bilal Powell. There's a linebacker there guessed incorrectly. Powell's got a fine card on his own. 1, 2, 3 in the white die. And 10 is a blocking back +1 or -1. San Francisco really could have used a blocking back to help with that play. That's what the Stratomac narration tells me. The text box. It's a loss of 1 for Powell, who has 10 carries, 72 yards. And it's a big 3rd and 11 here. As Dennis says, I can get a 3 and out here. That'd be nice. Dennis showing blitz. Go big or go home. Blocking back 4-3 in there. You want to get at least two linebackers in there if you're going to blitz, because that right guard's only a 3. And a 3 on almost anything. Flat pass left to Juan Taylor. There's nobody there, but the full house blitz is on. But it's a flat pass. 50-50. Receiver gets right incomplete to the young NFL Tennessee Titan. And it's 3 and out for the Niners as we start the second half. This is here's where I can turn around. Tyreek Hill's back for the punt. And they're not going to keep Dennis's offense down forever. Probably. 50-yard punt goes down to the 26. Tyreek is back there. Snake Guys will be a touchdown. Instead, 8 is a 4-yard pickup. Ed even has a solid punt coverage here, 6, 4, and 5. Ed likes to play a fairly conservative or traditional all-around game. Runs the ball a lot, likes to play defense. He likes the opposite of Dennis. Like when it comes to like the fourth downs. It's not really this. It's not going to go for it willy-nilly on fourth down. He'll play field position and things like that. 3 wide, hit 1 halfback. Off tucking right to Mark Ingram. Defense against pass. Far as a long end of Ingram's card. 38-yard run. And Mark Ingram with the big run that goes over 100 yards for the game here in the Super Bowl. As Dennis is trying to come back from 20-0 early third quarter, and they needed something like that. He's now at Ed's 32-yard line. 1st and 10. And I think we have someone in the studio audience as well, since my volume went down. That's only 3 wide, getting the benefit right away. If tucking right to Ingram again. Blocking back +1 and -1, of course, -1 from the 3 wide, as Nathan is listening in. 2nd and 11. 20-0, Ed. Early third quarter, though. Dennis forced Ed 3 and out to start the third quarter. Now he's driving. He's at the San Francisco 33. Got a touchdown here. 2nd and 11. I think he wants to run it with Ingram. So short pass to Tyreek Hill again, successfully correctly double teamed by Ed. Dennis still only thrown to Tyreek Hill like 2 or 3 times. And I feel like they've each been correctly double teamed. Although in the first quarter, Ed was double teaming Marvin Jones. Sorry, double teamed him enough. Now just double team Tyreek. 3rd and 11 for the Seahawks at Ed 33. Are we going to see some sort of a play to try to crack containment and go for the 4th down? Or are you going to try to just get a few yards and get a field goal to make it 20-3? The defense showing dime 3-2-6. Oh, he can run with Ingram. Walking back halfback is against a dime. He's going to run with Ingram. You could do Russell. He might do Russell on the end wrong because he did that in the first half. And we're left for Russell. There you go. I don't think these linebackers are good against the run for Ed. Offensive onside guard +8 or +3. That is only a 3-yard gain. As Xavier Suafilo is not doing a good job blocking tonight. Robbie Gould is on for the 47-yard kick. On 4th and 8, it's good. And Dennis takes the 3-point. He's disappointed, I know. He's very disappointed. As they did a long game for Ingram to settle for 3 down 20-0. We are not disappointed that the kick stays in play, so we don't have to reconnect. Down to the 4-yard line, where Matt Breida, the human water filter, returns at 12 yards. All the humans can filter your water anyway. 1st and 10 for San Francisco, their own 16. 10:48. No animal will filter your water. Not that I know much about water purification techniques. Short pass to Demaryius Thomas. Defensive pass has got 1 blitz on. 2 guys in the run zone. He's keeping the safety back. Defender to short in. Another 5 misses the play for Dennis. That's the 3rd big one. Richard Sherman. Projected by Mark Lepage to be a 6 next year? I don't think so. 17-yard completion, but we'll see. 1st and 10 for the Niners at their own 33. Nathan, the audience, the AW Super Bowl is tomorrow morning. Long pass to Rob Gronkowski. Defense calls run. I don't listen to that championship game. The conference final yet. I don't know who won. Don't tell me. Defensive back in zone, extra +31. Another 5, but this time he makes the play. Patrick Chung. That's just, thank God. But when you're 5, start missing plays, you start getting nervous when you see long passes. And you had a bunch of 5s back there. That's what's been happening a little bit here. Only 1 on the bomb, but that was a big one. 2nd and 10 for Ed, his own 33, 9:54 to go. This is where Ed gets you. He likes to run it here. There's an obstacle draw for Ed because Dennis has been blitzing all the time. Nice adjustment by the commissioner. Dennis, there's a short game in Powell's guard. Snake Eyes 20 yards. Huge 1st down. Powell 11 for 92. Dennis was calling run defense in the 2nd quarter, but Ed knows he doesn't really want to. That's the book on me in the morning game. I feel like Nathan is listening and says, I don't know if I just sit there and call pass. Tom's eventually going to keep pass it like about 5 plays in a row because he gets pass happy. I got to watch that. 1st and 10 for the Niners. At the Seattle 47, long pass to Gronk being double teamed. There's a safety blitz on Defensive back in zone X plus 31 is incomplete. White dice 6. So Dennis double teamed with the safety and put some linebackers. Would have been incomplete either way. Well, it could have been a sack the other way, but would not have been complete either way. 2nd and 10 for the commissioner. Ran it in the second, 9 moments ago. Looking past the rest of these Lewis. Only one linebacker there. I guess correctly, though. That linebacker's only a 4. White dice 6 in play. 7 is 7 yards on Palmer. Guess correctly. It's down to the Seattle 40. 8:24 to go in the third quarter. The clock just running. 273 to 133 in yardage for the commissioner. I somehow clicked on the box on one of Ed's kicker. He's only 2 to 5 for the 33 to 37. So 4 down territory for the commish. Unless he decides to play field position, which he's not. Well, but from here, you might be getting a touchback. I mean, you're getting 20 yards of field position and give up control of the ball. I don't think anyone would like that idea. 3rd and 3, everyone left to Shane Marine. Defense is blitzing. Nobody out there. It's not really running outside. So good call by him there. The defensive end 6. Offensive onside end 9:04. Mercedes Lewis is a 6. Makes the block. Would have been a first down anyway. And again, some good coaching there. Some good offensive play calling by Ed. He's been running inside all game. And on a big 3rd and 3, he runs outside behind the 6s with a guy who usually doesn't run the ball. Who usually doesn't run the ball with anyway. And the zone is open for the first down. 7:48 to go. Ed going for his 5th SOMIFA championship. Linebacker Powell. Defense goes short yardage. Good call by Dennis. No gain. Good call by Dennis, but it was correct. Very risky. With a free safety out of there and call run against a guy like Ed who likes to run, go deep. 2nd and 10 for Ed. At Dennis's 31. Defense showing blitz. There's been a lot of showing blitz. Ed's offensive line's not that strong. It's weak, as a matter of fact, to get it with pass blocking. Well, he's got 1-7. It's not that strong, I guess. Linebacker Powell. Defense calls pass. 1 linebacker there. 7 is no gain. Powell chunky on the linebacker. 5 through 9 can get you no more than 3 yards. 2, 3, and 10 gets you big yards. And big yards from here is a touchdown on a 2 and a 10, certainly. 3rd and 10 for the Niners. And Ed runs the ball, plays the field position. He can, the clock can really move when you play that way sometimes. That's what's happened here. 6:36 to go in the third quarter. A big 3rd down. 3 wide, 1 fullback for the commish. Derek Carrier. So Derek Postal Carrier is the blocking back. I think we're going to have not a run. Long pass to Devonta Thomas. Defense showing blitzing, so you can get a sack and knock him out of field goal range, but it's a dump off for 13 yards at the first down. Who was unable to get to the quarterback? It was Ndamukong Suh. The matchup was center versus nose tackle, not the one Dennis wants, as it was only a 1-17 sack. It's only 7. A 31 minute, no sack. Dump ball from 13 yards, first down, Ed. And this is starting to look like it's going to be the Niners' night. But let's see what happens here the next couple minutes. We've seen a lot of big turnovers in these playoff games. Turn things around. Offside right to Matt Breida. Defense gets a pass. Nobody there. Offensive onside tackle. Makes the block. That's Marcus Gilbert. He's a 5. 8 yards. Breida 12 carries, 44 yards. But he's been effective. 2nd and 2. He's been an effective partner to Bilal Powell. But Shane Marine's had to come in on the short yard. There's no way he had 50 carries last year. 45. So he's only limited use. Short pass, Devontae Adams gets wrong. Defense goes short yardage. Touchdown, Palmer to Adams. 26-3. The commish. Oh, my goodness. Not expected. I thought Dennis, I had Dennis to win this game. Internally, in my own head. I didn't tell him that, I don't think. I told him I thought he'd bring home the SOMIFA championship, but boy, 27-3. And with another, see, that's why I can't wait for it to go in the end zone, because the guys are taking out of something right away. Like, he won't let me do anything right now until it crashes. When I anticipate it, I leave right away. I tend to not miss the play as often, even though it's a pain in the neck. Forgive my nasal snorting. Well, I'm not Chuck Muncie, but forgive my nasal snorting in the breathing department there during the broadcast. We missed one play there, 2nd and 3 for Dennis. But Dennis still is like, I know he's feeling like, oh my God, right now, but I know he's not going to give up. Still the third quarter. It's down 24 points. Technically, it's only 3 scores. You get 3 2-point conversions, so it's just possible. I mean, I think of those things when I'm losing badly. So, 3:54 to go. He's at his own 40. He needs to score. He's got big play potential with Ingram on the ground or in the air. And remember, right to Ingram, defense calls pass. 10's a 4-yard game. 16 carries, $113. That's the only thing that's gone right for Dennis tonight is Ingram's run the ball well. Otherwise, things have not gone the way he would have liked, that's for sure. 2nd and 6 for the Hawks at their own 44. Need to score and a stop, and then see what happens. We're down by a lot, I know, but stop pass right, Zach Miller. Defense guesses correctly. Linebackers a 4. Receiver gets right 7 yards in the first down. Dennis across midfield, not panicking, not seeing a bomb fest here. Russell Wilson, 6 of 13 for 34 yards. We all know he wants to run it here. Is the defense going to call a run? I would probably throw a run call in there. Defense, why not? Long pass, that's why not. Long pass to Demetrius Harris. One man there, incomplete. And standing around with his safety 6, Eric Weddle. Not a bad move when you're up by 24 in the second half, by the way. I mean, you can call it run if you want, but you can nothing wrong with leaving your safety 6 back there when the guy desperately needs bombs. 2nd and 10 for the Hawks. I should say the other guy really likes some big plays. 2nd and 10 for the Hawks at the San Fran 49. 3 wide versus the nickel 3-3-5. Dennis had a little bit of success with the 3 wide on, I think, the early parts of his previous possession. Nothing else is working, he says, so I'll go for this. Off tackle left to Ingram. 9 is 5 yards. Guessed incorrectly. 4 yards guessed right. Ingram's got the nice guess right card. It's a little easier to run the ball from the 3 wide with a guy like that than with a guy who's all zeros and minus ones guessed correctly. 3rd and 5 for Seattle at the San Fran 44. Goes 3 wide again, which is interesting to me. Dennis usually goes blocking back in this type of situation if he wants to threaten the run more. There's a draw to Ingram, but he knows he's not going to call it against the nickel, meaning Ed. Nose tackle +1 and +12. And now Dennis finally gets a 5 reading to go in his favor as Ed's 5 fails to make the play. It's a 12-yard gain for a first down for Seattle. My animation is not on thanks to this wacky kickoff bug. And defender makes a short gain incomplete. Russell Wilson looking for Marvin Jones. Kyle Fuller makes the play. 2nd down and 10. Seattle at the San Fran 32. The only one does want us to run it here, and he's been running it, and has been giving it to him with a big lead. Will Ed call run here? Short pass, Marvin Jones. Receiver guess right, -1. That's the kind of result you get when you're losing. I got a dump off. I'm trying to get something going, and I lose a yard. Thanks a lot. We've all been there. 3rd and 11 for Seattle at the San Francisco 33. He's down 24, and the field goal puts you down 21, so I don't think Dennis is going to be too excited to say, oh, let me make sure I get into decent field goal range. Defense goes dime, though, so you probably see either a linebacker with Ingram or an Ingram, well, some kind of run with Ingram. With the pistol, you can do off tackle. Okay. Some kind of run with Ingram or an Ingram with Russell. There's the Ingram with Russell. 6, 7, 8 is a short gain. 8 to 12 yards in a first down for Sir Russell of Wilson. Down to the San Fran 21. So moving to the fourth quarter, folks. Dennis is down 27-3, but it just started. And he's at the San Fran 21. Can we see it here? Can we see? The miracle of all comebacks by Dennis Crowley. Am I right? Walker Ingram, short gain, 20 yards, down to the 1. Can we see a legendary strat comeback by Dennis Crowley here in this fourth quarter? He's not about to score a touchdown. Will he go for 2? Stratomatic football, you make the call. Anyone who remembers the old Street and Smith ads. That was the old day back in the day. Not even football, just Stratomatic Jonathan. With Stratomatic football, you make the call. First and goal from the 1. Full house backfield. Ingram and Marshawn Lynch we have not seen tonight. First the 3-4 blitz. Now we see Lynch now, but no gain. Same reading on Ingram. He's hit that 7 a couple of times in the linebacker right on Ingram tonight. And that hurts. You say, well, okay, it's no big deal. It's only second to go from the 1. You're down by 24, and it's you give 30 seconds here, it kills you. Dennis wants that touchdown now. He doesn't want another no-yard gain. Second and goal from the 1. A no-yard gain. Short pass, Marvin Jones. That's the wrong touchdown pass. Dennis says, all right, if I throw an incomplete pass, clock stops. So a good call there. Dennis will go for 2. He's playing for the 3 2-point conversion strategy. And I approve of this message because we're in the fourth quarter. 27-9. He's going for 2. Full house backfield. I think we'll see a pass here because the must run comes into play. Maybe Zach Miller, maybe Demetrius Harris. One of those two. Let's see what he goes for. Marvin Jones isn't bad. Sometimes guys don't like to double the deep play threat inside the 10. You can throw a short pass to that guy sometimes, especially like inside the 5. The NFL mentality of the tight end. And taking his time with his defensive call here, which he's entitled to. Show up as Marvin Jones. Intercepted 2-4 or a touchdown. Touchdown on the split. And we had a touchback, so we don't have to get disconnected. Thank you very much for that, Stratomatic. And it's 27-11. This is technically a 2-score game. And by technically, I mean it's a 2-score game. If people say technically, you can even just take out the word technically, and it still means the same thing. Technically, I had pizza for lunch. Well, you did a pizza for lunch. I don't know why would anyone say that, but anyway. 27-11 Niners, 13:30 to go. Now get the ball. Flat pass right, much it is Lewis. Defense against his run. That's that type of game, Dennis. Picked off 2-3. Oh, Dennis. Dennis right now is kicking himself in the rear end. A flat pass interception at Ed's 40-25. Oh, on that one in the fourth quarter. But what are you going to do? Ed's been running the ball well, and you got to stop him. So you got to give some run calls. Just the 3 down lineman. Big play. This is incomplete. Good call there. Sets up 3rd and 10. By the way, Tyreek Hill is Dennis's punt returner. 2 is a touchdown. That's the only big run there. But looking past Benny Cunningham, nobody there. Dennis sells out for the blitz. This could be big for 10 yards in the first down. That was a wide dive 4. So the aggressive blitzing from Dennis hurt him right there. It was only a wide dive 4, so that linebacker would have stayed home. And damn, that was a tough sequence for Dennis. Off tackle left to block. Powell gets wrong. Nobody's there. You know what's coming here. It's probably something good. Nose tackle +4, +9. Okay, a 4-yard gain. Powell inching his way towards 100 yards. Had a big first half with 2 25-yard runs. 6 carries before he becomes fatigued. Go. It's good at milking that clock when he has the lead in the fourth quarter. Powell defense calls run, but nobody. So this time you want the defense's quarter for the offensive coach. Nose tackle +4, +9, and dive at nose tackle, 6 defensive tackle. at that time. So that's a 5-yard gain, a 4-yard gain, rather. And we have a 3rd and 2. Maybe Shane Vereen comes in. The carries situation. But that's what I think we've been seeing is Vereen sprinkled in when allowed to by law, by league rule, I guess. It's not really a law, by rule, to save an attempt here or there. And there he is. What kind of car does this guy have? That's why Dennis is calling back. Ron Keenan wanted Ed to the linebacker across from Palmer. Flat pass left, Mercedes Lewis. Defense calls pass as a linebacker there. He's double teaming Vereen, who has a history as a good receiver. Defender X +2 or +5. Defender makes the play, but it's 2 yards anyway. A first down for Ed. New set of downs at his own 45 with only 10:30 to go. So the clock can be run down here. If he gets another new set of, if he gets runs 2 play version, then Dennis is really up against it. Right here, punted. You'd be like, all right, Dennis might still do something. Short pass wrong to Demarius Thomas. Defense going short yardage. But 10 to complete on Palmer's guard. 1, 3, 6, 11, 17. Plus receiver. So a little on the low range, but 17 is not that great. Short pass wrong. And he hit one of the misses. 2nd and 10. Palmer 13 of 24. 167, 2 touchdowns. 1 interception. He's a couple of big throws. Left tackle draw to Bilal Powell. Defense gets his pass. So on 2nd and 10. Powell's going to get a nice card. Defensive onside tackle. 6 on a 5. Taylor Lewin is a 6 at left tackle. Taylor Lewan, my bad, makes the block. Powell has got 16 carries, 108 yards. 3rd and 2. Powell's done that great. Ed's trying with the Super Bowl here with Carson Palmer, Bilal Powell. Not great pass blocking. A bunch of 4s at linebacker. Coaching. 3rd and 2. Flat pass right, Mercedes Lewis. Short yardage defense. 4 gets wrong. 11 yards on a first down. And barring a turnover, Ed's looking in great shape right now. 27-11, 9 minutes to go. And he's not a risky type of coach. So even though he throws the bombs, but he runs so much to set it up. They say defense, maybe offense wins championships, maybe defense wins championships. Coaching wins championships. And these two, Dennis and Ed, winning all kinds of titles in all kinds of leagues. 1st and 10 for San Francisco at the Seattle 36. That's my new trademark. My new logo, whatever, motto. I'm going to trademark that. Left tackle right to run. Offensive onside tackle +8 +3. Stratomatic. Coaching wins championships. 2nd and 2 for the at the Seattle 28. 8:24 to go. May listen to that Nathan Paul game. It was very close in the first half. AW. I'm curious who won, but I want to just find out. Or if I do, I'll click to the end of the video. They're playing 8 a.m., I think. Oh, that's different league, 8 a.m. Left tackle left, Shane Vereen. Short yardage on 2nd and 2. Offensive onside tackle. Taylor Lewan making the blocks. Dennis desperately needs a turnover here. Or like a sack with a missed field goal. Nathan exits the game. Left tackle right for Matt Breida. 1st and 10. 5 gets wrong. There's no yards. Linebacker Matt Breida. Defense goes short yardage. 2nd and 10. No gain this time. 14 carries, 44 yards. It's 27-11, 6:36 to go. that safety blitz when Dennis had all the guys up there, and he did knock at the sack, and a white die 6 beat a 5 for a touchdown. That's looming large right now. 3rd and 10, even though it was in the first half. And a snap fumble for Russell, and Ed's taking advantage. 3rd and 10. Looks like a right shade Marine. Defense calls pass. Ed playing conservatively here. Why not? Field goal puts you up by a 3rd score. Here's the big field goal attempt, a 35-yard attempt. If it's good, it's a 19-point game. We might have a disconnect. It's up and good. This time I'll do the old voluntary exit. 30-11. Ed. Disappointing result for Dennis. As we jump back in here now. Dennis is the 1st and 10 in his own 23, so it looks like there was no touchback. 5:24 to go. And this is desperation time. With 208 yards of offense and 10 first downs for Dennis. Ed's a great defensive coach. And I feel like I like the one coach that Dennis has had some problems with in recent years. I'll tackle draw to Ingram. Defense calls pass. Dennis will tell you a couple other guys out there. Butch, I think particularly in the old school format, Dennis says he always has a hard time with. And there's another guy out there that Dennis says he has a hard time with at times. I feel like playing a game now after this. Left tackle draw to Marker. Defense calls pass. I didn't sleep well last night. I was helping someone with something, so I took a nap. I was trying to time the ending of the nap so that I could start the game. And then also my mother came in the room, and I missed the first half of the first quarter. So my apologies again for that. 3rd and 2 for Seattle, their own 31. 4:12 to go. You really hate to be in. Look, to be in the Super Bowl in SOMIFA, that's great. That is like great on its own. You know? Anytime you make the SOMIFA Super Bowl, I say excellent job. Even the Final Four, which I haven't been to in about 14 years, is very good. But this was a team that Dennis thought would be in the mix like this. It was in the mix. And you hate to get to that level, Final Four or Super Bowl, and you have a real good team, and then you end up with this type of result. You lose a close game, fine. You lose by touchdown, whatever, fine. But you hate to go in there and have to look up at a 32-11 scoreboard in the final minutes. 25-yard run for Ingram. About scores in 3 minutes. It's not, I could get 3 scores. Nowadays you get 3 scores in 1 minute in the NBA. I get 3 scores in about 30 seconds in the NBA nowadays. I'll take a draw from Buck Ingram. I'm not big on the modern NBA. I mean, it's funny when I turned about 30. I always watched football. Always been a huge football fan. But I used to be really into baseball and basketball when I was younger as well. To watch. Basketball wasn't a game to play back when I could play things. But when I got in 30, I got very much into politics and current events and the history and things like that. I've always liked history, but there's a lot of it. But I kind of stopped following basketball. I'm not following it, watching it after I turned about 30, which is a long time ago now. And I'm just not, and I'm also, so I already had stopped watching it a little before the current style came into vogue. But I'm really definitely not a fan of all the threes in the modern game. I know that the math says to do it. I know that it's the right strategy. I just don't find it to be that much of an enjoyable game when there's that many threes. It's like in baseball, everyone's hitting home runs. It's like the home run is not as important anymore. to some degree, or whatever. Or simply say, what's more important? Well, whatever. I'm not arguing the importance. It's not as big of an event. When I was a kid growing up, growing up, 70s and 80s, if a guy threw in a homer, hey, it was a big deal. Especially I'm a National League guy. I'm a Met fan. Now, but too many. I just don't like the style. Too many threes for me. So anyway, 1st and 10 for the Niners. Last 2 minutes here. NFL, Ed, what can you say? What can you say that hasn't been said? The cups of tea will be flowing in abundance in San Francisco tonight, as for the first time since the 2010 SOMIFA season. The commissioner, Ed Burrow, is the SOMIFA champion. His second Super Bowl appearance in 3 years. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. His 8th. 1, 2. I'm good at math. His 9th. 1, 2, 3, 4. No. His 8th Super Bowl appearance. 5th Super Bowl crown. A tremendous job by Dennis, who's always in the mix. His second SOMIFA Super Bowl appearance in 4 years, which is nothing to sneeze about. And I think we'll see more of those in the future. As long as Russell is being Russell, Dennis is a championship contender every single year. And you see a guy like Tyreek Hill here. We know that Dennis likes to improve his team for the season. And there's your final, 30-11. NFL, Ed. 373 yards of offense to 252. Really held Dennis's offense down. Hit the big play on the free safety blitz early second quarter for 39-yard touchdown, beating a 5. Got a snap fumble. And otherwise was just strong. That is your SOMIFA 2017 season. I think Ed was only like 11-5. Is this a team that almost missed the playoffs? Oh, no, didn't almost miss the playoffs. It was the 4 seed. Good call, Tom. 11-5, this team. And beat Nathan 19-13 in a divisional playoff game, which I think I called. I'm fairly certain. And then beat Jay's upstart Bengals. 7-letter word for you Marx Brothers fans. 19-13. And 19-13 was against, what am I doing? Let's try that again. He beat Nathan 19-13 in the divisional round, a game I believe I called. And that was a 1-score game throughout. So Nathan had chances, it looks like, in the fourth quarter. Couldn't make it happen. That was a 4-5 game. They beat the upstart Bengals 31-24. Jay getting a touchdown. Pretty much the final play of the game. That game was not quite as close to the score. And then this one 30-11. So really his biggest challenge was in the divisional round. Or the quarterfinal, if you will. Against Nathan, who had a strong team. Amazing. Amazing job by Ed. I mean Ed versus Dennis. You can't get a better coaching matchup. You can't get two better guys. You mix Jay in there, or you mix Paul in there with a certain team. You're going to get guys just as good, maybe, but you're not going to get anybody better. And if there's anyone just as good, it's a very short list. You could, maybe count on 2 fingers, which means no more than 2 people, by the way, in case I was unclear. So congratulations to Ed on the championship. Amazing. job that he does. Dennis is probably more amazing because he's just in every semifinal or better, like in every league he's in. Unless he's partnering with you. Great partnership. I was looking in a humiliating early round playoff exit with a lot of bad luck. But tremendous job by these guys. So congratulations to Ed again. And we'll see you around. That's it for the SOMIFA season. Dale Ripley won last year. He'll hand the crowd over to Ed this year. You had Jay won the year before. Yeah, maybe it was Dennis one year before that. So, you know, we've had a different champion. We haven't had anybody repeat in a while, and I think we've had now going back to 2011. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think we had 6 champions in 6 years. So there's certainly a lot of competition in this league, but also the opportunity to come through if you're good enough. All right, guys. This is Tom. Congratulations, Ed. Congratulations, Dennis. Adios.